Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? This is Big Chonis talking to you live here. We're kind of looking at some Bitcoin, but first, I want to remind you I am rolling new students to my mentoring in September. If you guys have any interest in this, please send me a DM on Twitter at BigChonis or email me bigchonis@gmail.com. I'm also part of the 1mil trading group with Vamp and 1mil. Check out the Chonis package, until1mil.com/TA packages. Okay, let's talk some Bitcoin. Wow, do we have a very big move on our 4 hour chart is what I'm watching right now. Now we have to go all the way back to June where we actually find the last time we had a 4 hour candle of such bearishness. And it's been quite a while since we've basically seen something like that. And that is definitely notable from a very bearish standpoint, because if the market's able to do a candle like that, like what we had here, this 4 hour candle, then who knows what else we could be in store for. So because of that, that is something we're definitely going to have to keep note of. Now, I remember talking about in one of my videos yesterday, we were looking at this as a potential tweezer top. And sure enough, we had a couple more wicks here that played out. Nothing ever got that high. And then this dump here, now there was a news item, Goldman Sachs basically said they're putting on hold some of their proactive crypto inclusions, in their Wall Street desk. Something that was supposed to be coming on the market maybe in November or December. Because they're putting that on hold, that is some pretty bad FUD that definitely could be attributed to this. Now notice on our 4 hour, we have our EMA 12 currently crossing bearishly down into our EMA 26. We really don't see that happening until, again, several weeks ago in August. So this is a clear beginning indication as to how significant this move is here. And what we're doing is we're watching this current 4 hour candle, which only has about 10 minutes left. Okay, so it's pretty much kind of closed somewhat like this. So basically what we're looking at, it was a little bit bought up. Looks like we bought in here at exactly $6,900 on the Bitfinex exchange, and we hit a high of 7,000, which kind of was like where we actually started this candle in the first place. Now we've definitely come up some here because we are currently up about $28. So that's a start, right? But listen, there's nothing that says this can't go lower here. Now we've been looking at our channel and trying to follow our channel and see if we can keep this going up here, and there's really kind of only one scenario I'm kind of looking at right now. So we have two Elliott counts here, 1 2 3 4 5, or 1 2 3 4 5, where the fifth wave hasn't begun yet, and we're basically in our fourth wave here. Now this is only possible as long as we really don't go any lower than kind of where we are here. If you notice, if I'm using this particular ladder count, I'm basically calling this peak here right at our wave one, and you literally see where we have held support so far. So because we have currently held right there at around $6,900, which is kind of where we topped off right here, which could be considered our actual wave one here, this count is still valid. Now what would invalidate it to me is if we have wicks coming down into this wick and clearly down into this lower area of 67.30, especially if we had a close somewhere in this area here. Basically closing anything within this wick structure of this one here, which would bring it up to around, we're kind of where we're holding right now, around $6,900. So if we were to close, let's just say sub 7,000 today, I would begin to think that this is not an option, that we are actually basically turned bearish on the market here and are going to correct further. However, we have some things that could definitely add more support along the way. Now let me get rid of this for a moment here and talk about our EMAs for a second here. So again, my three here are my EMA 12, 26, 55. Neither of them were able to hold support on this bear break. I'm now going to consider the 55 as resistance because our back test wasn't even able to get up there yet. Now notice our very thick red line here. This is our MA 200, and that currently importantly is very important because I feel it was resistance here. We actually wicked out twice. We were able to break bullish, okay, and then we actually did come back and back test it, held, and put in a very nice green candle there. So this line, red line, I actually see as strong support and should be strong support on an initial test. Now notice I said the word initial because one good test from it I definitely feel should be able to hold. But after that, I don't know, because this was a very important to break and to test it. One more test. And again, I always assume the first test on a major support or resistance will either get rejected or allow a bounce. We could see something like that. But that would mean that we're putting our price down to around $6,700, and now we're flirting with kind of our last bastion of hope if we're ever going to climb out of this and continue higher. Now, a couple things of note. Okay, we have not broken our channel yet. We could still put in this last wave here. I'm going to get rid of these. And we could still go higher as long as we hold these key areas. Now let's look at a couple things that we watched the countdowns to. So on a TD9 count on our 4-hour, you also see we did have a complete 9 there, and then it only took 2 candles after to basically fall through. Now we're on a red 4. Going to our 6-hour. We only got up to a green 5, currently on a red 3. 12-hour, only made it to a green 8 on our 12-hour. So this was our last little push here of our 9 that never actually formed, and starting a red 2. And also this move here completely resets the TDs and skips over a lot of chop that would have prevented this being a 1, because this fell so precipitously lower than the previous 4 candles. We're easily able to call this a 1. Now we see we had a completed 9. We had our 1, 2, 3, 4 candle correction, and then number 5 here we have started a 1 cycle. Now notice where we have found support. Let me hide my TD now. I'm on the daily chart here. Okay, so lots to talk about on the daily. Let's get this guy zoomed in a little bit here. Beautiful. Okay. All right, so right here we have found support currently above our EMA 26. We broke our 12 and 55. I would expect this to hold, at least for this candle, because these are 3 major supports. You can see them tested. You can see our bull cross here, which allowed this to keep moving here, and you see where they're all angled currently right now. No crosses just yet, still have a ways to go. There's a lot of volume in this candle here. There's a lot of volume in this daily candle, and because we have 4 hours left, I clearly assume we're going to get above this candle here in terms of volume. This wick is going to be very important to see if any of this can get bought back up and showing that we have strong enough support, at least above 7K. It'd be nice to close for the bulls if we can get above 7K today. What else do we see here? Let's pull up our Bollingers. Okay, so we're on our daily Bollinger Bands here. Okay, now we see where our middle BB is. This will act as support. If we get down there, 68.14 and rising ever so slowly. We see our lower BB is still also rising at 61.60. Our upper BB has completely stopped its bullish move and is flattened out at 74.71. So we are basically looking at a potential test of our middle BB, which would be acting as this next major support on the daily from that standpoint if our EMAs are unable to hold. Let's take a look at our cloud real quick here. Then we'll pull off our Bollingers. Okay. So interesting. So this is our daily cloud here, and we've been trying to get, actually we did close into our cloud here. We got rejected out, resistance, and then another cloud of resistance here. So you see now this has been very strong resistance, and you see how long this cloud basically has set up potentially to be resistance, and this will definitely adjust as the candles move on there. But that is notable that we did find major resistance not being able to get back into the cloud. So let's take a pullback on the cloud here, and let's take a look at, remember we have Our 200 MA on our daily has also been shown to be resistance here, 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 and here. And once again, if this proves to be a major battleground, we basically have not even been able to come up and test our MA 200. We didn't even touch it. We just kind of got close to it, and like a magnet with equal sides, it repelled each other. Same with these here, And this is a pretty clear resistance, right around $7,400. Let's just call it. Okay, this is our new currently equilibrium high, and what do I mean by that? Is we are putting in lower. We are putting in consistently here. We are putting in lower highs, okay, on our moves here, and we have put a lower one in here, and now, for now, if this is still confirmed, we're basically saying, okay, we have a different situation where we're putting in a steeple angle decline here. This is notable. Now, we also look at our lower trend down here, and we basically see, again, we have put in lower low here after putting in, a higher low here. And then we basically were able to put in a higher low here. And so far, we potentially could be setting up for another situation where we get a tighter equilibrium. And if that were the case, then where are our major supports? And you basically have to currently use what our new angles are, which would be if we're going wick to wick, or if we're going, you really kind of have to, keep this wick here important about that line there. So I almost see this as not really an angle, but just still a flat major support zone that we really can't break through here. I mean, this is Bitcoin right there, 5750. This is kind of that major battle that we might be getting ready for, kind of that the last upcoming season of Thrones that we're all waiting for. Could be back to here, because if we keep testing this area, I don't know how long we can hold it. And we basically have been getting into this area of the low 6,000s, high 5,000s for several times here, and we've gotten smaller bounces and smaller bounces. So let's look at some other indicators here. Looking at our RSI. Now, we don't want to drop below 50. I always talk about how 50 is a very important range to hold above. Remember, relative strength index, you're looking for strength above 150. And right now we are currently right there at like 50, like literally at 50. So we'd like to see that hold, and again, we've basically shown that if we can keep above 50, we could potentially keep this move going, keep our bullish momentum going. We can see that our break here has broken out of our channel here, which was a little more accurate on the 4-hour, but I'll go back to that in a minute. So yeah, let's just hold 50 on the daily. That's very important. Now, after how many days were we up here? Like 13 days. I put a tweet out about this a couple days ago, that you don't have both of our lines here above our 80 line for more than, we had 11 days here, 11 days here, and now we're on day 16. And we still probably could have another day until our trailing indicator can even follow suit here. So this was an unprecedented bullish direction of our Stoke on our daily for such a long time. It was only a matter of time before this basically move was going to happen. And that's very important to keep note of, because what happens with this is that for this to be a real correction and basically really needs to come back to zero. If we were able to hold and kind of do a turn up, that could kind of encourage and basically set up that kind of potential bullish scenario where we can hold in this zone we're currently at and put one more attempt to get up to our upper area there. This is our MACD on the daily. Now again, we have something very similar to what we put in here when we topped off, which is basically just a very distinct kind of ending to our move here and kind of a slowdown of what we have on our trailing indicator. Now, we haven't had a cross yet. We do have our first. Remember, we were slowly losing our momentum on our histogram and now we've kind of exacerbated that more. Now we're both over positive here. Took all of August to get back over to the positive area, so we still have some breathing room here before we actually confirm if this is actually a real big change in direction. And our OBV definitely took a hit on this move here as well. I still feel like I am seeing bearish divergence though in the OBV, and this kind of double top here with a lower second peak here is notable as well. Take a look at our 4-hour indicators, and again, when we start to look for potential bounce areas, we're always looking for areas where historic supports have held in terms of our RSI and whatnot. So we see the 30 area of our RSI is currently holding. That's encouraging. We do see we have experience when we've been down here. But we also can be down here for quite a while, and this is important because what happened after breaking this support line, that's kept us going all this way. This break is far more significant than this one here. A lot of coin was dumped in this move here. That was definitely significant. I don't see this. It's hard to see this as just kind of a quick move if you can basically dump that much coin in. It was like 5% move in that small amount of time. That we haven't seen that in quite a while there. We do see our MACD now is angled bearish, or both our indicators. Remember, we've been able to keep positive the latter half of August there, and now we've basically come down here. So this is definitely something we got to keep an eye on because we don't know how long that one's going to keep going. And again, I am still seeing this bearish divergence in our OBV, which is basically putting in lower highs consistently. All right, let's take a quick look here at the chat room. Thank you for 152 of my closest friends today. Hello, Richard. Hello, B7 Oaks. Hello, Molly, the French Bulldog. Hello, Lorraine Higgins. Hello, Jeanette Crypto. Hello, Trader Bosch. Hey, Kevin Cerrone. Hey, Sham LFC. Hey, 13 Crowdy K. Hey, Massimo Passini. Hey, Malik. Hey, Yusuf. Hey, Trader. Hey, 13. Hey, Tipwan. Hey, Pat Can. Hey, Bomb Shot. The Bomb Shot. Hey, Miguel Confish. Hello, Cornholio. Let's see here. Paul's. Hey, Glenn. What's up, buddy? Talk soon, buddy. The Blue Box. TBB. Big Bert. Smoothie Mold. Paul's. What's up, buddy? Trader. Big Bert. Smooth Mold 24. Hello, Gerald. Hello, Blue Bone. Canadian Sid. Ernstein 84. Hey, Paul. What's up, my friend? Hello for fun. Hello, C is for crypto. Hello, Day Trader. Hello, Shadow One. Hello, Chronic Gaming. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Got a couple minutes left here. I want to look at a couple more things. So before we look at the shorts there, let's just kind of take a look at my list, what I have here. Okay, these are my kind of all right, these are my Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, the Coinbase 6 coins, Bitcoin futures, and then the BTC, and then some of the USD peering. So we're just going to scroll down here and see what's really getting killed here. EOS, okay, down 16%. This is EOS USD. Okay, massive sell volume. Holy crap, look at that. Look at that. That is a dump if I've ever seen one. When was the last time we had a big 4-hour? It was way back in June. Yeah, this is unprecedented. That was some pretty harsh dumping. We have definitely completed bear cross there on our 4-hour. Let's look at the daily here. Yeah, just strong rejection on the EMA 55 on the daily. It just could not get above that. And just massive rejection, finding support in this area here. Just give me 1 second here. Let's do a quick retrace just to kind of get a sense of what we got going on here. All right, so getting close to the 61. If we did body to body, yeah, 61. So, we're definitely getting into that area there where you want to find some support, 55, 61% pullback from our swing low to swing high, but we definitely see what our next area of support could be down in the 470s range. That doesn't hold. Looking at ZRX, another very bearish break. Now remember, I was watching this as a very tight wedge that was forming here of support. Now look at that. We're still technically, if I get rid of that candle there, okay, we're still just holding that support there. So this hasn't broken yet, and this kind of gives that hope maybe that, maybe Bitcoin can kind of do its next turnaround, find support and move higher. But this line here is very important. Look, it's held since April. Okay, if we break it, it will become resistance. Okay, currently at 67 cents. Okay, this is not looking that great if we are able to fail this line here. Currently, we are right on it. ADA USDT, another just super dump here. Let's look where we're holding support. I don't like this chart at all. What's our RSI at here? Remember, with all our little bullishness the past couple weeks, we've been able to reset all our indicators here. Wow, that was a quick, that was a big jump down on our RSI. A lot of these moves, I bet you really need to chill out for a while because of how quick this move was. Look at that. Yeah, it just found support right on the lower BB on the daily. That was all it could get. So we're just holding on to pins and needles right here. And these BBs are tight right now. Oof, that's ominous. So because these are tight, this basically means that if we do break real bearish, that we can actually widen these and keep poking through our lower Bollinger, because this actually tightness allows this to spread out, something like it did here where we rode all lower BB all the way down there. Neo, another big pullback here. Looking at, let's see here. This is, what were these lines here for? Okay, so this was actually interesting. So this actually held up a little better. Well, not really than ADA, but it was a different BB structure where we were riding our upper BB. Haven't even touched our middle yet on the daily. Stochastic, yeah, see, this is another example here where our stoch was up for several days here. Jeepers, this was up here, although it did correct, and I take that back. It did have these corrections here, but yeah, this was a long time coming. So this is just getting ready to fall here. Again, if Bitcoin can hold, this is basically it. This is the termination point here, but we clearly see we got a little more wiggle room here. But yeah, this is currently a brutal candle. And this volume, again, this was massive sell volume today. Look at Ethereum, we're putting in new lows now. Yep, okay, so we have a lower low currently from our previous support mid-August. It's very ominous here. We're currently outside of the lower BB, but we're not that wide yet. Again, this is our daily chart. This is a higher time frame. We're not that wide on Ethereum, and yet we're currently outside the lower BB. We can definitely close outside here, and it wouldn't be that crazy. Volume was definitely pretty strong there as well. So look where our indicators are. Yeah, see, our RSI was weak and never got above 43. Remember, Bitcoin got almost to 64, right? So we see how much weaker Ethereum was, and now we haven't even been able to support 30. Next area we really want to hold will be 18 area there. Yeah, 18. So keep an eye on this daily 18 area as our next area of potential hold support there. Crossing, yeah, look at this. It's just bad, man. Ethereum was really bearish this whole time. Never could really pull it through. And Ethereum could go a lot lower. I mean, let's just go out daily here. 1 second. And pull up my VPVR. So we're going to look at where all the money is in Ethereum, going back to pretty much where we started here. And let's see here. Yeah, so here's the thing here. We broke so bullish from about 70, 80 bucks to about 180 bucks very quickly here. Come back to here. Yeah, there's not a lot of history in this area, not until you get to about kind of 300. So because we were not able to hold that and break it, we're kind of set these new areas for sure in play. Everything from 200 on the dot to as low as 175. 130. Yeah, I mean 130. Look at the 130. Look at how we had this big pullback, and our nut bottom there was 130, and that was our last low that started this whole big trend. So major support at 130. Next stop 200. Yeah, this thing is 200. And then 175. There's a decent cluster of price history there. Um, yeah, this one is just again, this has been setting the trend, if you will, setting the trend here. If Ethereum was not able to break out, remember, a lot of ICOs were based on Ethereum, so a lot of ICO companies who have a lot of Ethereum on the books, they are cashing that out to raise money, right? Bitcoin Cash, another example here of a very big steep decline, high sell volume. Looking at the daily. I know this is the Coinbase chart, so I know there isn't a lot of history here. But yeah, I mean, this is again setting up for new market discovery, setting up for new lows. And look at the volume profile as well, just constantly falling there. Again, this one actually has more room to fall because of this reset here down to 42. And look at Litecoin here, because this was our big leader in terms of it almost felt more bullish as it was breaking out here. We were hitting, what, 68 last night or yesterday, and now we came all the way back down to 60. Now we broke through our middle BB. It looks like the price wants to come back up. This volume was pretty immense, as close enough to what our capitulation bottom hammer was back in August. So this is going to eclipse that because we have a lot more hours to go. That's notable. That is very notable here. I would expect it could try and get above our middle BB before the close. Again, just a couple cents higher than it is now, but still we're setting up for potential these now bear crosses on what we had used a lot of momentum for. Some of that bull cross momentum we were able to get through. Bitcoin futures. So there's one gap left. Actually, hold on here. Let's see if there's one gap left, because we had this big move here. I just want to make sure we didn't create any new ones here. This looks pretty clean. Let me go down to the 1 hour. Yeah, this looks pretty clean. Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, so back to our 4 hour here. Look at that, finding support on our lower BB. Remember, this is a 4 hour, and we're pretty wide here, so I would expect this lower BB to give at least some support, but we could definitely break wider here. There is still one gap at all right, there, yeah, 66. Let's call it 66.50. Has to go down to where this candle went up to, so 66.40. Yeah, 66.40. So I expect the price at some point will need to fill this gap at 66.40, and that's been pretty consistent. And the reason I believe that is because all the gaps so far have been filled. So this one here was a huge one. It took a very long time to fill it, but it did. This was our last one here above 72. That's why we kind of knew that there was a chance we could bullishly break back above here, because we needed to fill the gap. And sure enough, actually not, it was this gap here that was filled by this bull break here that caused this gap here that was filled with today's price action here, leaving just this gap here at 68.40 left to be filled. Okay, let me see here. I can look at let's look at oh yeah, we didn't do shorts yet. Look at longs and shorts. So shorts getting frothy again. They had this crazy big move here when Bitcoin broke bullish, 73.50. Little capitulation, but not much there. Bought back up, kind of hanging around. Now there were some profits taken, it looks like, and now we're moving higher here. And look how tight our Bollingers are. Our Bollingers are very tight now, so this has room to spread out. This definitely has room to spread out, and this could be interesting here. You could definitely see these shorts start to rise the shorts. Yeah, and our RSI is definitely healthy there as well. Looking at longs, yeah, just kind of flaccid, still kind of very weak. Just barely holding a I wouldn't even call this a high or low. We're just kind of flat there. There's not a lot of hope right now in the longs. Or not, I shouldn't say hope. Not a lot of you know, want to kind of put in some long bets right now in Bitcoin. This chart really hasn't looked good for a while, and all of our bull run, we were kind of seeing this kind of trail off, not really be able to capitalize on anything there. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on. All right, back to the chat room. Who else can I shout out here? Let's see. Chronic Gaming, Miguel Confish, Mr. L, Frankie, Shammy, Lorraine, Anna, Stella, Carta Video, Cole Wheeler. What's up, guys? All right, so I think they'll wrap it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. How about some thumbs up if you like this video here? Appreciate all your support. Some thumbs up and some encouragement. Tell your friends. I'm on the YouTube. I'm also on Twitter at Big Chonis. Please reach out to me if you have interest in my mentoring. I am scheduling currently the second week of September. And you can find me on the Discord group with Until One Mil and the Vamp. And check out the Big Chonis package. All right, guys, stay tuned, stay safe. I'll keep you guys posted on some of the things I'm watching in the Bitcoin universe here, but I think we've talked about a couple scenarios where we're going to hold on to for now. If price action does change, if we do officially break bearish, if we're not finding support that we wanted to find in our areas of support that I laid out there. There's Bitfinex. You were hiding on me. Then we're going to keep an eye on that, because that would set a whole new situation in tow, and we'd be looking for some sort of potential equilibrium hold, or a new paradigm in Bitcoin that can be fought somewhere down here. But we're not there yet. Still things that can hold us up and that can keep this move going. We've talked about our channel. That's our first line of defense, followed by our MA200 on our 4-hour. That's our second line of defense. Okay, watch for oversold conditions on our RSIs. Okay, we're really not there yet on the 4-hour. And our daily, we definitely show if we do break really bearish, we actually have a lot of running room to fall if we actually did break bearish, especially showing here on our RSI. So keep you guys posted on what I'm looking at. And thank you for all your support. And I hope to talk to you all very soon. Until then, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.